everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to play some more Mushroom Oasis. This time we're going to try to get one of the bad ends. Hopefully bad end 1. If you haven't heard of it already, it's a yandere Dane sim with a yandere mushroom man. Let's begin. What's your name? Lion, of course. What's your cat's name? Gojo. And your cat is male. Gojo has been missing for a while now. He was an indoor cat, but had a tendency of a wildcat. Had the tenacity of a wildcat on a mission trying to leave whenever the door was open. Kato's and playtime just wasn't enough for the little mister. I figured he would come running if I left out some food by the porch. 3 days later, still no cat. I tried everything. I tried everything I could think of. Asking around the neighborhood, putting up missing cat posters. Sadly, nothing came from my efforts. I couldn't search for him during the day since I had work keeping me occupied. And there were only so many hours in the evening I could yell around the streets looking for him. There was only one place left I could think of that they might have run off to. The woods by my house, right across the street. I definitely caught him eyeing the birds and squirrels that ran alongside the perimeters from the front window, his teeth clicking in excitement. I've had cats do that. I was no outdoorsy person by any means. In fact, the thought of going out there scares me. Shit, we're gonna meet Michael. But I had to find him, or at least try. The first weekend that came around, I packed up some water, Gojo's favorite treats, and a compass to be safe. I'll screw the compass. I'll be lost by. Like, this is north. I wasn't sure where to even begin looking for him, so I started walking in a straight line, calling out his name every few steps. It certainly didn't take long for me to realize I wasn't way in over my head. Why did I think this was a good idea? This was hard to find my bearings with surrounding trees. I didn't want to admit I was lost. Or at least not yet. I could only squint down at my compass as the needle spun slowly. Pretty sure they weren't made to do that. Did I really bring a busted compass on my first venture out in these woods? Well, you brought me to begin with. I brought myself to begin with, and I'm the busted compass, so figured that would just be my luck. The only thing risking my own safety was me on incompetence. Yep. I shook my head hastily. No time for negativity. Gojo was out there somewhere, cold and lost and hungry. I had to keep going. It's been hours. I was so lost. I didn't even know why I kept searching, even after the moment I realized that. Why did I think this was a good idea? I'm definitely lost. Hunger had been gnawing at my stomach for a while now, having missed breakfast and lunch altogether. The heat and humidity from the afternoon sun was unbearable, but the cooling air did nothing to smooth me. Even if I were to head home, I couldn't even pinpoint where that is. What do people even do in this situation? I knew it was baseless optimism, but walking onwards was really the only thing that I could think of to do. Surely I will come across something familiar, or we'll just walk around in circles. I tugged my shoes, carefully avoiding the trees' roots, intertwined across the forest up 4. But my weakened state plus the approaching darkness, I found myself stumbling through the rough terrain. My feet hit something soft, jolting out of the ground. Ugh! My hand shot out as I lost my balance. My feet clumsily tried to find purchase as I wobbled backwards, arms flapping. Poof. What was that? What? My shoes had landed smack dab in the center of mushrooms, the brew of it causing a wispy cloud to erupt from the clutter. I stuck my nose and my elbows to avoid breathing in. I couldn't differentiate one tree leaf from another for the life of me, but I was pretty sure humans were supposed to inhale whatever the heck this was. Yeah, I don't think so. It smelled strongly of rotten wood and wet dirt, even as it cleared. Something shiny quickly caught my attention. I stood down to pick it up, gasping under my breath. It was Gojo's collar, covered in whatever the heck those mushrooms released. I looked around, desperate for any signs of him. Gojo! Gojo! Pss, 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 pss. I coughed from inhaling some of the remaining dust floating in the air. I should really steer clear from this. Pocketing Gojo's collar, I retreated carefully until I could breathe again. Stepping back, I could still smell it. It must have stuck in my hair and clothes. It clicked once over, confirming my suspicions with a slight cringe. A thin yet generous coating of it covered my sleeves and jeans. I leaned against a tree, dusting off my clothes in a negative attempt to get the dust and smell out to no avail. If anything, it felt like I was burning more of it in. What used to be a musty now turned sweet as I found myself inhaling deeper, trying to pinpoint the smell. Cucumbers? Not cucumbers. It smelled like fresh cucumbers. A tiny feeling wrapped my hands and neck, pinpricks spreading across my limbs as a strange heat reached my face. I started to feel drunk and woozy. My senses were numb. It should freak me out. And yet, a strange comfort washes over me. I should lie down. Right now, in fact. My legs gave out from underneath me, my body dropping over at an awkward angle. I lay there and stare and stare and stare. It was nice here. Perfectly calm. The perfect place for a nap, even. My eyes grew heavy as I swarm in and out of consciousness. Yeah, a nap sounds really good right about now. Yeah, not on the mushrooms. Oh, lots of critters passing through lately. Sorry this happened to you, little one. It could have been anyone, but it had to be you. Michael, were you stalking us? Wait, a human? How did you end up all the way out here? Crap, I'm still breathing too. Aw, jeez, I can't leave you here. What should I do? I woke up with a jolt. It was warm but comforting, so I could feel the weight of a blanket on me as I tried to sit up. I couldn't move my body. My fingers twitched uselessly at my sides as my eyes darted around in panic. Glancing about, I could see the interior of a cabin, or at least the ceiling of one. I couldn't see much past the corner of my eyes. Where was I? How did I get here? A desperate feeling rose my chest. I had to leave. Right now. This was wrong. I wasn't meant to be here. I could hear the crackling of the fire nearby, likely the source of warmth I had felt on waking up. I could also hear footsteps approaching. Okay, stay awake. I fluttered my eyes, starting to look at the person approaching. My eyes widened as I take in their appearance. The protrusive from the protrusions from their forehead catch my attention. Not to mention the green skin. All the little mushrooms. The stranger didn't sense my unease as I heave a sigh of relief. You're awake. You're awake. That's good. Very good. How are you feeling? I blinked. Oh, sorry. I forgot about that. Here. The person held a cup to my lips, a strong, sweet smell coming from the rim. A gentle hand grabbed my chin to open my mouth. I couldn't even move to resist. Don't worry. It'll help you feel better, I promise. Drink up. As the liquid hit my tongue, all I could feel was a strange sense of heat. It kept drinking. Taste and texture returned. The sweetness of berries and charming coating my taste buds. I could even detect a hint. I lifted my head finally, hands resting my sides as I propped myself onto my elbows. The person kept a steady hand on my chin, careful not to pour in too much in case I choked. I finished every last drop, wiping my mouth with the back of my hand. I stared at my fingers, realizing I had full autonomy over my body again. Good as new. How are you feeling? Better, thank you. The stranger laughed. Oh, I like the way you sound. Been ages since I talked to anyone, much less with a voice as nice as yours. I brushed off their strange compliment, finally looking around the cabin properly. It was a simple room filled with sparse but decorated wooden furniture, fit for someone living alone. An open archway to the right led to what I assumed was the kitchen. Next to it, a door was closed shut. Possibly the bathroom? Taking in, there was a common theme of knitted decorations strewn about. Any available surface had patched knitted tablecloth covering it. An unfinished project laid beside the bedside table where I sat, a pair of needles jolting out of a pile of yarn from the small basket. As far as I could tell, it looked like the beginnings of a green scarf. Looks nice. I like they knits. The stranger was comfortable in staying silent, observed me as I glanced around. They just take it off. Yeah, I just took it off. They tossed their hat. Okay, yeah, it was. I just like how it's like very subtle. Like, nope. Bye. They tossed their hat onto the bed, scuffing their hair and making it even messier. With their hat off, their unique features were impossible to ignore. Even with the hat, it's impossible to ignore. I love you, Michael. Sorry, but what are you? Oh, I didn't introduce myself, did I? Hi, I'm Michael. With a Y. I shook my head. No, I didn't mean that. Michael stared at me, their left ear twitching. You look very different. He snored. Ugly? Off-putting? No, just different. Different, huh? You're just being nice. Well, then explain yourself. I mean, that kind of rude, isn't it? I paused for a moment, trying to pinch my nose bridge, exhaling slowly. I'm just... Sorry, it's been a long day, is all. I should be thanking you. If it helps, it's, a skin condition? Is your skin condition the same as, Zim? Yeah. Zim or Vader Zim? He's like, yes. Okay. It's all skin condition, then. If it helps, it helps. A skin condition. Is that what you humans call them? Um, yeah, a skin condition is eczema, psoriasis, maybe some other, different, maybe orange if you have kidney failure. That's not a skin condition. The way they say it didn't sound confident. And the ears? Genetics? How about the mushroom? Right. Yeah, right. I assume the little... I wave vaguely at their horns, antenna. Those things are just cosplay to complete the look. Would that convince you? Be a convincing argument? Yeah, totally. Oh, I squinted. Maybe. If you didn't technically just tell me it's not. In a roundabout way. Then yeah, it's cosplay. Still doesn't explain everything. Michael huffs a nervous laugh. Listen, I'm just a guy living by himself in the woods. You don't need to worry yourself further than that, okay? Something in his tone compels you not to question his existence anymore. He's just some guy. Living in the woods. Completely normal. With some very normal skin condition. Right. Completely normal. I'm YN. It's like... I just want to make it sound like... Just like, still... Yeah, no. I don't buy it. Michael beamed. Nice to meet you, YN. I fiddled with my blankets as Michael scooted closer from the edge of the bed. I know I already asked, but how are you feeling? Any aches, sores, nausea? Intrusive thoughts, weird impulses? Fever, maybe? That's all normal. I don't think so. He places a hand over my forehead before I can react. His hands were callous, quickly retracting as he gave a thoughtful hum. He seemed to be very lucid. That's a good sign. Great. He hummed absently. His twitching ear remind me of a petured cat. Cat. My cat! Oh, shoot. I'm sorry if this is out of nowhere, but have you seen a cat around these parts? His name's Gojo. It's a pain in the butt. He's a sweet little thing, about this big, skittish, but he can approach strangers if he needs to. I pulled out a phone to show pictures of him, only to find it's missing from my backpack. Wait, where is it? I haven't... Huh? Your cat. I haven't seen it. Oh, I see. I hummed against the pillows, rubbing at my temples. He lost his collar, too. Even if anyone finds him, they won't be able to tell where he's from. Damn it. Michael stayed quiet, watching me from the side of the bed. You came all this way out here for a cat? Huh? Of course. To the point where you're willing to run yourself ragged and deep in the forest for a cat? Yes, a cat named Gojo. Do you realize how... Because I named him Gojo. He's adorable. Do you realize how far you wandered away from the nearest town? I found you near unconscious, an area nobody pressed foot in for years. For a cat. He sounds like he's holding himself back from giving me a stern lecture, as if in disbelief I had such a little regard for my own survival. My cheeks grew heated at how stupid reckless that sounds. Well, we live on the side of danger. I mean, he's not just a cat. He's my family. I know it's stupid for even trying, but I have to. Michael eased up, shoulders tense, as he looked at me over from underneath his unworried bangs. Family, huh? He finally tipped his head at me with a smile. You're willing to wander this far from for such a small creature? I met a fair share of lost campers, hunters, and a few runaway tings or two. But someone looking for the cat? You're kind of weird, aren't you? Whispered, much to his amusement. Speak for yourself. Who cosplays in the middle of the woods? Michael laughed, a deep hearty one rising from his chest. Fair. I think I'm starting to like you, Ian. Likewise. His smile widened, but something about it was off. He was showing too much teeth. It felt like he hadn't talked to someone in a real long time and forgot how to smile in the right amount. I rubbed my neck, trying to think of something else to say. Can I ask, how did I get here? Oh, like I said, I found you in the woods not far from here. Oh, geez, really? I knew I was tired, but I couldn't have possibly. I did step in something important. The more pinpricks crept to my skin. Home. I need to go home. Michael stiffened as he grabbed my shoulder. Never mind that. You've fallen unconscious from, heat stroke. Yeah, I think I had water. Heat stroke? No, that wasn't what happened. Definitely didn't happen. It wasn't forced. Like the sun, I don't even think the sun was up. It wasn't. I was fine up until Michael stroked his head instantly, leaning close. No, Firefly, you weren't fine at all. If I hadn't found you when I did, who knows what could have happened? You could have gotten injured or attacked by a wild animal. There's dangers in these woods, you know. We'll find out the dangers. No, he was right. You had been so selfish. How did you think you could do this on your own? Searching for a cat in the middle of the woods. And to go in without bringing any water. We did bring water. Right? Remember water. Passing out from a heat stroke of all things. How could you have been so stupid? I shake my head, brain too foggy to pick apart my thoughts. You sound confident, but why should you doubt him? Well, if it means anything, I'm glad you were there. Michael relaxed, hand in his lap once more. He grinned at me. So am I, Wyan. I'm definitely glad I found you. His eyes hidden fully behind his rolly hair, but I couldn't help feeling how intensely they were fixated onto me as he said that. The hairs on the back of my neck stood. I'm sure. Without distraction, I only just realized how uncomfortable I was sitting still. The bike on me was starting to itch just as the desperate need to get home began to rise in me again. This is interesting, but should really get going now. Wait! My host jumped up from the bed before I could. I mean, you can't. I can't just let you wander around the woods this late. Please stay a bit longer. But Michael, I really... Come. He grabbed my hand and led me across the room. We stepped into the kitchen. A fragrant smell of cooked potatoes and meat hung in the air. 2 plates had been set on a small circular table, complete with utensils and mugs of tea. I was expecting guests today, so the food is nothing fancy. But join me for dinner? You looked so hopeful, ears drooping. You feel so bad if you had to say no. Okay, let's this time say no. No. I ignored the plain voice in my back of my head, stealing my resolve. Strange enough, the second I made up my mind, the faint static that fogged my thoughts cleared instantly, only replaced with the regret and urgent need to get back home. Michael goes quiet, his grip on my hand tying before he loses his hold. I see. If that's what you want. But are you really sure? Yes, that's what I meant to do. His ears flattened at my words. His laughs an empty laugh, mouth twisted into crooked grimace. Surely you wouldn't mind sitting down for a quick meal. Just a bite even. Please. His hands fisted at his sides. Do you really have to go? I'm gonna go with capital yes. I'm sorry, Michael. I want to know what happens if we don't stay. Yes. On day 1, Michael stared at me as if Michael stared at me as if looking for something. Finally, sighed in defeat. All right. I guess I can't keep you here, not anymore. Let me lead you outside. Michael ushered me towards the back door, swinging open as he sidestepped to let me out. The chill breeze crept along my arms. I tugged towards him one last time. Thanks again for everything. He was silent for a moment, staring past me into the trees. You're welcome. Be careful on your way back. I'm sorry there was not much more I could do for you. He's been nothing but gracious. It's strange for a farewell, but I was too preoccupied with the thoughts of returning home to care. I looked over to the woods, the shadows cast from the moonlight, causing some hesitation in me. Did you mind giving me some directions as a head start? Michael looked at me finally, then at the horizon with the toe of his chin. Keep heading in that direction. You'll come across a trail that leads you straight home. I waved at him as he shut the door. The mechanism locking shut with a click. I stood there for a moment, questioning if I had made the right decision or not. Most likely not. I mean, the neutral, happy, good end is with staying with Michael, and an urgent thought compelled me to leave. This is no place for me. I have to go. It was already too late to go back, so I gathered my resolve and walked away. I walked and walked. Trees blended into another after another. Trees blended into one after another. After a while, I should have been afraid or concerned, but it felt right. The darkness that surrounded me was too comforting for me to feel in danger. I stared away from the direction Michael showed me ages ago, my feet willingly carrying my body to somewhere Pacific. Yeah, maybe we should listen to Michael's directions. Someplace special. A final destination. Yeah, our destination probably. Here. The patch of mushrooms I had stepped in earlier. I was meant to be here. I was meant to be here. I lay down in the cold, wet dirt and closed my eyes. There's not much I could do if the forest has staked its claim on you, Firefly. I wish I found you sooner. Sleep well, Lion. Ending 1, a peaceful slumber. And that was ending 1 of Mushroom Oasis. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. If you're ready, comment down below and liking the video. I'll see you guys next time.